Grand Rising, my everythings. I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime that new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications, okay? This read is going to be for Libra. Libra, I'm seeing that the spirit of true self is seeking security and winning. So I'm seeing that what has been surrounded in the experiences that you've been having during the cycle of this read is that your sensation from winning, or the feeling of winning, the satisfaction, the fulfillment that you get from winning, the security that you feel when you win is the sensation of the nation. And then I'm also seeing that closely associated with that is that it's like bottled water. So take it as it resonates. I'm seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to the southwestern wind. So specifically with the southwestern wind is a lot of influence from the planet Jupiter. The southwestern wind is a representation of the process of power. And with that Jupiter energy, Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle every 11 years, I believe. Jupiter influences the experiences of good fortune, favor, prosperity, stuff like that, okay? I'm seeing that the southwestern wind, like you're learning a lesson about earthquakes, your connection to them. You may be studying them. The effects of an earthquake may have happened in your city, in your town, something like that. Nonetheless, there are multiple layers to the reality. So even if one part of the read resonates with you and other parts don't, just remember the fact that you're not the only Libra and everything is connected, so it's all balancing itself out. And I'm sure that that's the overall message for you because of your sign, right? So specifically with this, I'm just seeing earthquakes, and I'm seeing some more western wind. With that western wind, I'm seeing the process of the time to heal. So this could be about like an earthquake that had happened and the process of power when something like that happens on all different levels, like financially, naturally, economically, even like community wise, if there are people that specifically live in that area where there was an earthquake, right? So it's just so many different ways that quote unquote a natural disaster could also be in alignment with a process of power. Even though it's a natural thing, there's a process of power to all of it, right? Vibration wise. And specifically with the western wind, vibration is strongly included in that, okay? So I'm just seeing like transfers, funding, all of that kind of stuff, the evaluation of the damage that has been done, the attention that that area gets, the funding that is then transferred over is power, and yeah, so that's what I'm seeing with earthquakes. And then like I said, with that western wind, I'm also seeing the process and the time to heal. So it's like as the people are also going through that process of the time to heal, so is the transfer of the money and the resources and the materials to be able to rebuild. So I don't know necessarily if you live in one of those areas. However, like I said, everything is connected. So I'm also seeing the eastern wind where there's perception. Clearly there would be some perception that takes precedent in the way that you view things and the way that you see things. Because let's just say, for example, there's an area that's underprivileged and underserved and not really recognized for the resources that it needs, right? And on a larger scale, the political people in power could have been making efforts to try to get funding or attention to that area, even tourism and stuff like that, right? It's a lot, right? Yeah. Then there comes the spirituality, the spiritual practices of the people that live in that area, them praying for better, them wanting better. This is even in areas where there's war. So let's not just limit it to the natural disaster. That's why I'm saying it's a perception thing, specifically with the cycle of this read. And considering the fact that you are a Libra, you have your own personal experiences going on. We understand that. And at the same time, there are also things going on a larger scale that also have to do with the tipping and balancing of your scales. So as you're seeking security from something personally in your life, there's also other things that happen, okay? And that's all that I'm allowed to say, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm also seeing, like I said, that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson, because my third eye is like, this person has to learn it on their own, because if you say too much, or if I say too much to whoever, then it could confuse them, and the message could not come across in a way where it's not distorted, right? And because there's so many different layers to the reality, I don't want to cause distortion or confusion. My intention is not to distort or confuse anyone with the information. So that's why I always say take it as it resonates, and everything is connected. So all to say, it's all happening for a reason. If there are earthquakes that are happening, if you are in a winning season in your life and you're recognizing that that kind of stuff is also happening around the same time the earthquakes are happening, it's all happening for a reason. And Spirit is saying, with that process of earthquakes and the power that's associated with all of that, there's also a process and a time to heal, okay? And then there's perception that is granted or merited to you by the way of the maturation of the spirit from the soul when it comes to talk radio, and you gathering a perception on that, okay? Ooh, so I'm seeing karmic relationship. Karmic relationship represents the dynamic of energies. It could be a work relationship, it could be spiritual ties, it could be soul ties, it could be family, it could be friends. It could be a connection over a lifetime, or lifetimes. And the thing about that is, sometimes they can be inherited by the way of our bloodlines. So take it as it resonates. Nonetheless, it does have to do with the experiences of some type of resentments or triggers, perceptions, some type of intensity that you experience when you encounter or interact with these energies, the experience of being able to let go, some type of turmoil and fleeting energy, okay? And if you think about the earth and your perception of what an earthquake is like, there is that sense. I have to keep reading this part before I get into that connection. So then there's the chaser. The chaser energy is a representation of a fear of abandonment or the experience of dealing with or encountering codependent energies. Okay, so the next part is a shock, right? Where there's something that has happened that was unsuspected, hence an earthquake, which causes sudden changes, shocking news, some type of surprise, an epiphany, some type of transformation, i.e. the time to heal. What I'm explaining is that even as a specific situation might have been personal to you, on a larger scale, in the natural world, it is in the earthly realm. It's also the same kind of cycle, or a like in a different kind of way though. And then there's the sword and rose, where there's a representation of clarity and truth, revelations. Pay attention to the time. Honor and protection are priority, and your determination to move forward is key. Okay? So, because all of this it needs balance, it needs to remain balanced, I brought out some angel cards to give clarity and direction. So, with the earthquakes card, when it says process of power with the southwest wind, this is the medicine wheel. So there's also the process of a time to heal. When you encounter or you're going through a karmic relationship, whether if it's inherited or anything like that, also with the western wind is the influence of the planets Saturn and Mars. Mars goes through an orbital cycle every 2 years. Saturn goes through an orbital cycle every 3 years. And then you have Jupiter. Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle every 11 years. All of these planets are constantly in rotation at the same time as our planet is in rotation around the sun. So as they're all interacting and going through their rotation, the energies that influence what it is that we all experience here on our planet, while you're going through your own personal life experiences, is why you have that revelation energy, because you're becoming aware of it all, right? And sometimes it can feel like it's overwhelming, though my greatest advice would always be to drink some water, take deep breaths, and process it a little bit at a time, okay? So I'm seeing a karmic relationship, and like maybe the karmic relationship that you were in was with some type of codependency on a certain type of energy, and too much of anything can be threatening to the balance of your scales, right? And that's kind of what I'm seeing. So the reason why we as human beings may have been able to learn that lesson is because of our observation spiritually of our relatives in nature, like us paying attention to the trees, the birds, like natural life, and recognizing how some of those same cycles we've inherited those same behaviors and those relationships. So for example, the elements, what happens in an earthquake is like friction and the vibrations and stuff like that. And then like if you're in a karmic relationship, the vibrations and the friction, and then then the animosity is built up. You know what I mean? Like they mirror each other. You know what I mean? Like they balance each other out in a different kind of way. So that's just really what I'm seeing. And then I'm also seeing that for you, it was a bit of a shock. I'm just seeing that it was a shock that you went through, whatever it is that you went through, or that you became aware of it, or maybe the fact that you won was shocking, right? Regardless, I'm seeing that you're recognizing that clarity and that truth and that really like that revelation to maybe what someone told to you, or maybe what it is that you realized about yourself and your connection to all of it, okay? So the angel energies that are a part of that revelation is that if you had questions or doubts or feelings or emotions associated with a karmic relationship, you know that it was a karmic relationship now. Maybe you didn't know then, though you're aware about it now. The angels are saying that it was not the right time. It was not the right time to be in that karmic relationship. And the chaser energy was all about you learning a lesson about forgiveness. Okay. And the fear that you were either dealing with or the other person was dealing with was abandonment. Okay. So that means that whatever issues that you were going through, or things that you were arguing about, or what you were having disagreements on, or what was really the issue, it had to do with a fear of abandonment. It never had to do with that person leaving the toilet seat up. Do you get what I'm saying? And so now that you're aware, the energy of forgiveness needs to take precedence. Okay? And then the shocking part that probably caused the earthquake is the recognition that it now is perfect time. Okay? Divine timing is always perfect timing. And it says that it's a perfect time to transform. Okay? And then as far as the last card, with clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, and a sense of determination, is for you to communicate clearly. All right? So there goes the preface of our read. The emotions and the specific messages associated with the overall read are for you to feel good, for you to feel good about winning, for you to feel good about others, for you to feel good about yourself, your relationship with God, and all, okay? For you not to be afraid, for you to feel or be happy. There's someone that wants to know more about you, or you may want to know more about someone else. For you not to feel angry. So what I'm seeing is that this person or whoever, this time to heal energy is really so that you can gauge for yourself, or someone else is trying to gauge you on like what you have going on with yourself, or like wanting to know more information about you so that they don't make you angry, right? Because they don't want the earthquake to happen again. And that's really what I'm seeing. And it could be like a metaphoric earthquake, or it could be, you know, a real earthquake. You could just be that powerful. And I'm not saying that you're not. What I'm saying is that this person, whoever it is, wants to know more about you so that they don't make you angry. Okay? And then I'm also seeing for you not to be hesitant. And this could have to do with like your willingness to share. And for you not to feel helpless. This could have to do with the fear of abandonment. Because if you have an underlying fear of abandonment, then that could strongly be associated with the experience of being helpless. And if you felt that way once, why would you want to feel that way again? Which is completely understandable. So this message is for a divine masculine, or it's about a divine masculine. the angel cards say, the shock is that this is divine timing, and it's divine timing for you to live in that revelations type of energy, because you need to communicate clearly so that you're not imbalanced, okay? So that you can maintain the peace that, you know, you in the security that you've been seeking from winning, okay? So if you're not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered or is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you. So thank you. The time that have been offered to me is the High Priestess energy. This is an honor. Of course, anytime you get a High Priestess energy, it's an honor. Though it's a recognition of being led by your intuition. The High Priestess is spirit-led, spirit-fed, and, you know, they're very intuitive. And I'm seeing heavenly. The offer is being received as like very useful and diligent and hardworking. So you could be perceiving me that way, or that could be the energy that is being offered to me for me to maintain that kind of energy. Nonetheless, like I said, thank you for the offer. The energy that I'm seeing you in is the Five of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords reversed energy is an energy of like you are not in competition with anyone. And you shouldn't feel like you have to be in competition with anyone, okay? You're being received in this energy as like miraculous, magical, no one compares, and also very graceful, okay? So in the past position during the cycle of this read, I'm seeing someone that was like kind of like in an immature sexual energy, if I'm being transparent. With this Knight of Rods, you could have been a virgin, or just someone that was like immature when it came to sex. All of us were at one point in time in our life, so I'm not judging. And you shouldn't feel embarrassed, even if, you know what I'm saying, you were in that energy, or if you still are in that energy. There's nothing wrong with that. Though I am seeing someone that was immature in their sexual energy, and you were also being received as like very romantic and important, so essential, okay? Then I'm seeing that you were adventurous, so maybe you lost your virginity. We don't know if this is like you going on sexual adventures, or if this is just like you being an explorer in your life, right? So take it as it resonates. That's just what I'm seeing. You were a little bit adventurous, very ambitious about where it was that you was going. And yeah, I'm just seeing that this is like a timeless thing. Love and sex is a timeless act. So like I said, don't be embarrassed or weird. It's part of human nature. And yeah. So then I can't tell if you liked it or didn't like it. And yeah, that's all I'm seeing. And I'm not prying too much into your business anyway. I'm just telling you what it is that I see. So you may have been a virgin, right? Or you were immature when it came to sex, and then you started going on some adventures, maybe in life in general or in your sex life. And then I'm seeing the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is showing me that like you're moving on to calmer waters. So that's what I'm saying, like maybe on your adventures. You try something, you either liked it or you didn't like it. Regardless, you're moving on to calmer waters. And that's what it was. And then I'm seeing that this is something that you were received in this energy is like being ethical and conscientious. So it's just like something that you thought about, you know, like you really took a lot of time to make a thoughtful decision, probably because it had to do with sex and intimacy and romance and, you know. And I'm also seeing that like you weren't being mischievous about this, like you weren't being sneaky or anything about it. You were just like, well, I'm about to go explore, and I'm gonna do this gracefully. So I'm just seeing like someone being open and honest, whether if you're with your partner or your family or whoever, and you were just like, you did it gracefully. You didn't do it like in a mean and nasty way. Like, yeah. So then I'm seeing that you were in this 9 of Pentacles energy, where you were financially successful. Like you may have had like a really good job. You were doing well financially. You were being received as like very attractive in this energy. Like I'm seeing that people are calling you fine. And you're doing so well financially that you're enjoying like the little things as well as, you know, the big things. Like as you can see, this person has like a whole castle for a house, though they're out chilling with the birds. You know what I mean? Like, and just embracing and enjoying relatives and nature. So you're being received as financially well off, very attractive, and not extreme or like overdoing it. Okay. And then towards the end of the cycle of the read, I'm seeing that you are in a really good balanced relationship with your finances in the 6 of Pentacles. So in the 6 of Pentacles energy, it's just like showing me the amount of money that you're earning is way more than the amount of money that you have to spend to live. Like your cost of living is not so high that you can't afford it. Actually, you can afford it, and you can save, and you can invest. That's how much money you're making. Or that's how much money you were making towards the end of the cycle of this read. Okay? You're being received as mature. Also like very well polished. And not loud. So I'm just seeing like you're not being like, what's the word for it? Like flashy. You're not being flashy, and you're not like, I don't know how to explain it. You're not boastful is the word. You're not being boastful about the money that you're making. You're being very humble about the energy that you're in. Like you're not telling everybody everything that you got going on. Okay? Alright. Now as far as the karmic relationship, that may have been the Knight of Rods and the Fool energy, right? And then that Chaser energy where you may have, like I said, moved on gracefully because it was time. Maybe that person went through a shock, or you went through a shock, right? Being in that energy of like moving on to calmer waters, not choosing to stay in that relationship in the past, and then you realize that it rendered you finances, being able to let go of whatever that connection was. Okay. And so I'm seeing that now is the perfect time to communicate clearly towards the end of the cycle of the read, because your finances are well balanced, and like I said, you're making way more than you have to spend. Okay, so let's talk about your future. In the future, I'm seeing you in this, either you or someone else. It could always be you. In this King of Swords energy. So this King of Swords is like someone that's led by their truth and justice. This could represent some type of legal figure. Considering the fact that you are a Libra, it could represent you establishing your position in your life, the role that you want to, like main character energy, right? And that's just what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing you in this King of Swords energy. This could be you, or this could be your main character. And this person is being received as very intelligent, very brilliant, and also like cool and relaxed. So this could be someone that's defending you, representing you legally, or this could always be you. And like I said, how you're representing yourself and how you're presenting yourself to others in the future. And then what I'm seeing after that is that that's because it's your justice, right? To be in this kind of energy. I'm hearing, I always wanted you to be an honorable person. So what I'm seeing is like people looking up to you. Okay. And in this justice, you're being received as tamed and understood. Like, your justice is to tame your wild side. And that is just your justice. Your justice is to tame your wild side. Because you don't want to be in karmic relationships anymore. And I'm going to be transparent with you. This is just a reality for anyone that went from childish ways and being reckless and wild to someone that understands and wants to have long-lasting, healthy relationships. And that's because this is for females. This perspective is for females because I'm a female. I was born a woman. The ideal of being wild that I first think of is the Bad Girls Club, right? And in that, you only act that certain type of way because there is shadow work that needs to be done on the inside, right? And the result of it is you whoop somebody's ass because you don't like how they talk to you, or you don't like their energy, you don't like how they treat you, whatever. And then if you whoop their ass, you go to jail. Or you get your ass whooped and you end up in the hospital. So either way just doesn't sound like a win. So I'm seeing that if you want to be in that winning energy, right? Are you understanding where I'm coming from? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is that if you want to be in that winning energy, you recognize that your justice only comes from you taming your wild side. And I'm sure that by now, at whatever bright young age you're in, you understand that. And that's the truth and justice that you have to lead yourself by. Or have it your way. There's always Burger King somewhere. I know what I do. And, you know, it's completely up to you what you want your fate to be. Nonetheless, I just told you what your justice was. Okay? And I think I communicated that pretty clearly, you know, so we're on the same page. Moving on, I'm seeing that you will be in this Two of Cups energy, where you have someone that you can trust, that you're in union with, someone that you love and someone that loves you. Okay? And then that's paired with this Eight of Cups. This Eight of Cups is where you recognize, oh, may be a little bit emotional about it. And that's natural. It's natural to be emotional about that kind of truth and justice, because there may be a lot of things that have happened to you in your life or in this world in general that enrage you, and you want to fight. So, I mean, your other justice could be that you become a boxer or an MMA fighter. You could do it professionally and get paid to do it. I mean, I give options. For sure, I give options. Nonetheless, if that's not the road that you're going down, and you just a regular U.S. citizen, and you want to live a happily ever after kind of life, that's your truth and justice. And I'm seeing that with that truth and justice also comes doing the inner work, because you have to get to the root of why it is that you always want to fight. And then it becomes not blaming it on the people that did you wrong, though accepting and understanding that they taught you lessons. Lessons that essentially you grew from. Because if none of that happened, then you wouldn't have gotten to this point, this awareness, right? And that's something to be celebrated. Right? Because God doesn't bring you to this awareness and then leave you abandoned. You have this Two of Cups energy where you have someone that you trust and that you love, that's pouring into you and you're pouring into them. That's a gift. So in this Eight of Cups energy, you may feel a little bit like you have to let go of what doesn't serve you. Because you don't have time for it. You're focused on your success and the achievement of your goals, not drama and trying to prove a point for your ego. Okay? So, I'm seeing that you will be in this loving union type of energy naturally. It won't be karmic, right? And it won't be repulsive. Like, you'll be in a relationship with someone that you love, that you enjoy spending time with. And it won't feel forced or anything like that. It just comes naturally to you. Okay? And then, as far into your future as I can see, is your wish coming true. So, you have this star energy where your wish is coming true. Maybe you wanted to be a celebrity. Maybe you wanted to be a star, because I'm receiving you in this energy as like marvelous and wonderful and incredible and fabulous and not dramatic. And I'm also seeing you in this Ace of Cups energy. And that is a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. So to you, my lovely Libra, I am smiling really hard because my goddaughter is a Libra. Both of my goddaughters are Libras. So, it's giving real cute. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be, around when y'all get older and y'all probably watching these videos and stuff in the future, though. You heard what I told you about your justice. And I want you to be happy and abundant and free of being in karmic cycles or karmic relationships. And I don't want you to treat yourself like you should be ashamed. In your living, give yourself grace. Because you deserve it. Give yourself a chance at living a more peaceful life. And let it come naturally to you. You don't have to force it. Just 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, or one strengthening. We don't really call them weeks. We call them strengthenings. 1 year, 1 anu, 1 century at a time. Your story will always be remembered in the stars. Okay? And if anything, you have my channel to help you navigate them. I love you all so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. So we have a goal. Do you know how I do the service projects like American Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity, working with FEMA? I'm in the recruitment process for a new government service project. That requires relocation, and your girl needs some money. So if you or anyone that you know is willing to help in the support or the move, I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because we only have a few months. I know it's like a last minute ask, though this is something that we really need so that everything can go out and make a difference, okay? Thank you so much, and I appreciate you all for supporting the channels.